All right, give us a second to get going just to be on the safe side. And as of right now, I want to make certain that everything's working properly because, and unfortunately, if it's not, I'm going to sound awfully stupid doing this and not getting it to work properly in the first place. So, looks like we're up and going for right now, so no big problems being seen here for the time being. We've been off for the last couple of months due to some issues, shall we say, because of the fact that we have less in the way of dependable technology here that I've been able to be using for at least a little while. So, unfortunately, we've had some issues at this point that have caused us to be a little bit left behind, and we have been a little bit more delayed in getting back to you on weather overtime for right now. So we are back, at least for now. It is Monday, the 17th of November. We are coming to you live from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek, keeping you updated with what's going on with the forecast. Again, this is our online video weather blog to where you can ask questions as to what's going on with what's happening with the weather. We are coming to you again from Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you're not in that area, hey, say hi no matter where you are and let us know a little bit more about what it is that you're seeing with your weather. And if you have questions about the forecast that we can't answer, we'll do our best to, again, get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Not too sure why the camera is so low on our YouTube channel at this point. Might have to brighten that up a little bit, but in the meantime, looks like everything is working properly. So let's go ahead and get started and get into things for right now to let you know a little bit more about what's going on. Got some quiet conditions for the time being, but we do have, again, the potential for some more problems coming through. We've got high pressure sitting just back to our east and also back to our north. So that is where we see into around the area for right now. The possibility of some big changes where the very nice weather is going to be leaving and some changes are going to be taking place. If you take a look in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you notice the 7-day forecast for this area from our weather computer system, and that'll give you an idea as to what we're expecting in the next few days. So just going out a little bit to see the eastern half of the country, that is where we've got, again, a little bit of some dry conditions from now. From the Rio Grande to the east coast, high pressure with a lot of warm air heading up off the Gulf of Mexico, and that again is going to be giving us a bit of a boost in the temperatures as we go into the next couple of days. But notice that this area of warm front is attached to a new storm system, and that is just one of several. As we peel things back here a little bit, you can see about half a dozen systems backed up, thanks again to high pressure from Canada down to the Atlantic seaboard. This is where we're going to be seeing one storm system after the other heading its way across the continent. And if my cousin Alex is watching from out around the Los Angeles area, who's out there on a bit of vacation, I would guess. But in the meantime, Alex, if you're out there, expect some more rainfall coming your way as these systems make their way on shore. So something to watch out for there. All of these systems are going to have a pretty good impact on our forecast coming up here within the course of the next couple of days. And that is going to have some impact on what goes on out there when it comes to weather. All these red dots, dozens of them across the southeast United States, are brand new wildfires being reported. Several of them right to the southeast of Chattanooga, a couple very large fires putting out a decent plume of smoke that is going all the way down to the Atlanta metro area. This is where, again, the air quality is probably going to be a little worse because of all that. Now, that being said, the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, issued a special weather statement for that area of the country early on today. And that is where we are seeing the possibility of, again, problems out there. Make certain this is working here properly. Okay, I guess we do have audio out there. Now, this is going to be significant because the humidity levels during the afternoon are very low. The winds are going to be pretty breezy tomorrow. Combine that with very low moisture in local vegetation, and we could be looking at the potential for more wildfires. Now, the current advisories all the way over into and around the area of northeast Georgia, this is in effect for that part of Georgia until 5 o'clock Eastern, when probably a new, that will stay right there. Okay, why are you doing this? I don't understand. Okay, fine. So for right now, anyway, there is still a special weather statement in effect. Apologies for the fact that this is not working properly. For right now, this is showing again the best possibility of wildfires into overnight. So National Weather Service watching this area especially. Probably going to be another special weather statement issued for the rest of that area again on Tuesday. But the National Weather Service in Morristown, which covers part of the News 12 viewing area, has already issued a special weather statement that will go into effect. It's not in effect tonight, but as you go through about Tuesday, that includes Hamilton County and Chattanooga. There is going to be a potential for higher wildfire danger in these areas. And that also combined, again, with North Georgia, means you're going to have to be very careful without any spark of flame will have the potential of developing a very major wildfire pushed along by the winds and aided by the dry vegetation. So this is going to be important to make certain that if you're a cigarette smoker, if you're a welder, if you're planning on doing a backyard barbecue, you're going to have to keep very close eye on the weather and even check in with your local fire department. Don't call the 911 number, but check with your local county, city, state government to see if burning is allowed. Again, burning for yard waste and things like that, not going to be a good idea tomorrow because of the fact that this is going to be the conditions out there. So please keep that in mind again into tomorrow as we see again the potential for wildfires out there becoming a bit of a problem. So that's something to pay attention to out there for tonight. So definitely want to pay attention for that. Weather for the classroom tomorrow should be okay. It's going to be chilly in the morning but dry, and then windy for lunchtime and throughout the rest of the forecast out there. We're going to be seeing again some very breezy winds out of the south. That's what may help to stir up the wildfires out there. So please use caution. Kids will need to bundle up heading to school. Not necessarily so. Temperatures well above normal as we go through Tuesday afternoon, but chances of rainfall should be staying out of the picture as we get into the rest of the day. Earlier on, again, very chilly, but again, it's going to be very much on the mild side as we go into the rest of the forecast there. For tonight, again, from Island Cove Marina and Resort on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam Network. Again, things are very quiet for right now, but we're going to be seeing maybe some patchy fog into early tomorrow morning. So drivers out there want to pay attention to that. News 12 studio camera looking north along Broad Street from the north and south towing camera. Very quiet, very dry conditions in downtown. Good visibility out that direction as well. 2475 traffic moving along, usually from 75 north to 24 west. We have some construction traffic. That is not the case at this time. Things are moving along very well. And I believe it's the end of this week, this coming weekend, where the Chattanooga Zoo Asian Lantern Festival will be in full swing, starting in mid-November. Again, toward the end of this week. The lights are set up. You can barely see them hanging around in the street light and the security lights afterglow here. But as we get into the next few days, this is going to be lit up by some of the more brilliant lights of the season. Very appropriate considering we are going into the darkest time of the season within about a month or so. So for right now, again, we are seeing some dark and quiet conditions here, but it will be lit up in the next few days. 48 at the airport as we approach 10 o'clock Eastern time, calm winds, so we do not have anything showing up in the way of wind chill. So good news on that for tonight. And temperatures across much of the rest of the area, quite pleasant. The warmer conditions in the Delta and back toward toward the southern parts of the Mississippi River Valley. Much colder back toward the north, 30s and 40s around the Virginias, the Ohio River Valley, and back into around Chesapeake Bay and the East Coast states. So it has been very much on the chilly side, and will continue to be so throughout much of the rest of the day. So now for tonight into the next couple of days, we should be looking at some very calm and pleasant conditions for tomorrow. But here's where things really start to change out there. And as we go into the next couple of days, this is where we see major problems setting up. So if we can get the 7-day forecast to load up here, it's taking a few seconds. There we go. Okay, so now into the next couple of days, this is what we're going to be looking for. Very mild temperatures, very un-November-like on the weather, including pushing 80 degrees by the time we hit Thursday. We'll catch some rain and maybe some thunder late Tuesday, early Wednesday, catch a bit of a break, and then Thursday night into Friday, that's where we'll see more potential rainfall coming on through. And then after that, we'll drop the temperatures a little bit, as each and every single day we'll see the possibility of rain, maybe some thunder. But we have no severe markers on here, so we are not expecting anything in the way of anything involving severe weather according to the Storm Prediction Center. So good news on that. But once again, at this time of the year, being in severe weather season, this is something that we really do have to pay attention to. So once again, please be weather aware. Keep it tuned to News 12 for more information on that, and we'll let you know more about what we may be expecting in the course of the next few days. In the meantime, very mild temperatures, no question about that. And then again, into the next couple of days afterwards, more chances of rain. So we have a couple of days where there's not going to be too much rainfall out there, off and on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then from Friday onwards, Friday night football, as of right now, not looking all that great. So you may want to plan ahead to take some rain gear with you, just to be on the safe side. So keep it tuned again to News 12, and we'll let you know more about what we may be expecting in the course of the next few days. So for tomorrow morning, if you're heading out the door, definitely want to check out Chip Chapman's forecast for the morning show, and things are looking very much on the quiet side. It will be chilly once again, but it's not going to be, again, frosty cold. Waiting at the bus stop in these temperatures in shirt sleeves, that's not really the best idea. So please make certain everybody is bundled up and ready to go against that chill, because we are going to be looking at some pretty cool numbers out there once again. We are in severe weather season number 2. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. Do want to let you know that, again, today was actually the peak of the Leonid meteor shower. So from early in the afternoon onward, we go onwards from here, and the number of meteors that we would see on a typical night right before and around the peak of the Leonid meteor shower, which again is about 17th of November. You look into the east-northeast for the constellation of Leo, that'll be rising pretty late overnight. And again, you look for, that's where these lines you see out there are where the shooting stars, so to speak, are coming out of that general area of the sky. So if you find yourself a nice dark area away from city lights, you may get a pretty good view of some of the meteors out there. And in the next few nights, it's a good possibility you will see a lot more meteors around and about the next week or so, but then the numbers start to fall off as Earth passes through that stream of cometary debris, but then leaves it behind, and so we pick up less and less meteors as we go along. So the next couple of nights, you might get lucky and see a decent amount of meteors, again looking east-northeast for the constellation of Leo the Lion, hence the name Leonids, for that radiant there that's coming out that direction. Jupiter and Gemini, the constellation, and the planet right there to the upper portion of that at about 1 o'clock, if the radiant here is straight upwards from the east. So if you look for bright Jupiter and then look below that and the horizon, that's where you're going to be looking for the potential of those meteors to be coming from. Also, for anything in the way of any astronomy buffs out there, if you'd like to get your kids interested in astronomy, the next star party from Barnard Astronomical Society of Chattanooga will be coming up at Harrison Bay State Park Saturday, December 13th. Again, that's weather dependent, from 5 to 10 p.m. Updates on whether or not they're actually going to hold the star party will be listed between about 2 to 3 p.m. on social media. But this is a great opportunity to get out, look through the scopes, and learn a little bit more about the night sky. Completely and totally free. I don't think there's a parking charge for Harrison Bay. I think there is one when you go down to Rising Fawn, Georgia, to that park area. But this is totally free. More information, barnardastronomy.org. And again, this is coming up in just about a little bit less than a month or so. So a great opportunity to learn more about what's going on in the night sky. So feel free to check that out. Now, severe weather. We are again in severe weather season number 2, which is why it is so imperative to make certain that you are paying attention to what's going on where the weather is concerned. It is absolutely, completely, and totally necessary to pay attention to what is happening. If you would like to become a Skywarn spotter, but you haven't had the time to attend the meetings for whatever reason, you can now do so online. The National Weather Service in Morristown, which I talked about earlier, has a page available to online. It's a virtual Skywarn training page. You can take the course, you can volunteer to become a Skywarn spotter. You do have to take a course and pass the quiz to be able to do so. Once you do that, then you can register with your local National Weather Service office and become a Skywarn spotter. It's a great opportunity to learn. It's a great opportunity to learn about how to be safe when it comes to severe weather. You do not need to be a law enforcement officer. You don't need to be an amateur radio operator, although those help. If you would like to do that and you are one of those groups, then something you really should think about is becoming a Skywarn officer, Skywarn trainee volunteer, to make certain that you know exactly what to look for when it comes to radar, when it comes to visible clues, when it comes to overall hazardous weather. The National Weather Service does an impeccable job in putting these programs together. This is a good portion of what NOAA does. A lot of folks out there would have you believe that all NOAA does is talk about climate change, and that is so wrong. That right there is one of the most absolutely BS statements that I've ever heard in my entire life. Propaganda at its finest from a certain project. NOAA is in the business of saving lives and making certain we don't spend quite as much money on recovery as we can from planning for a severe weather event in the first place. That's what NOAA is all about. So anybody who tells you NOAA is not worth it or just talks about climate change, they are lying through their teeth at you. So that is something, again, to really consider on there. NOAA does a great job with this. Again, please consider becoming a Skywarn spotter. It's a great opportunity to do so. And I mention that because not only does the National Weather Service have that Skywarn training page, excuse me, they also have a page dedicated to dealing with storm anxiety. A lot of folks don't like severe weather, understandably, but if you'd like to reduce that amount of anxiety, maybe you have a neighbor, maybe you have a family member, maybe you have kids that would like to know more about what you can do to control or get some control over what feels like an uncontrollable situation. This is a really great opportunity. And if you go to the National Weather Service page at weather.gov/MRX, your opportunity to learn more about how you could stay safer. Panic helps nobody. So if we can reduce that panic to a measurable amount of fear to where, okay, you're scared, that's great. A lot of folks are. There's no question about that. But if you are able to reduce that fear to where you can get to a place of safety and know what to do in very short order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making certain that you know what needs to be done and not letting the fear control you. That's the important thing, and that's what this is all about. Once again, this is a good example of what NOAA does. No, they don't just talk about climate change. They want to help you stay safe, and this is just one of the ways that they actually do that. So please consider that if you haven't done so already. Last severe weather statement, again, you want to get to the store as soon as possible and get yourself a weather alert radio. If you don't have one, get one. If you have one, head to this website and we will help you understand more about how to program it. They're not really radios anymore. They're like computers with radios built in. They come in all shapes and sizes. They come to these desktop versions, which are about 40, 50 bucks, but well worth it. These machines, these things save lives. You have pocket versions where you can use rechargeable batteries, where you can take these out on the trail with you, and they have a pretty good range with even a small antenna, and you can get warnings just hiking, boating, fishing around that'll keep you advised as to what's going on with the weather. So these things are, again, lifesavers, and they do a very good job in making certain that everybody stays safe. This one, apparently the battery has gone, so I don't know if we're going to be able to actually turn this one on or not. But basically what you do is you're able to program in, I don't know if you can see it right there to where it says county, but that right there is where you program in which counties in your area that you wish to be alerted for, and then you won't get bothered by anything else. You won't get blizzard warnings in Michigan. You won't get coastal warnings in Texas. You won't get anything other than what you program in to these systems. So please, again, think about that. They're very neat pieces of equipment. If you're looking for a holiday gift for a weather aficionado in your circle of friends or family, this is a great gift if they don't have one already. So something to think about to make certain that you've got that on there. And again, we are in storm season number 2 from October through about December. We can get some very nasty weather through here. About 2 weeks ago Friday, we had some severe weather. Wasn't much, fortunately, but it is possible that we could see that again. So definitely want to make sure that you are paying attention to that into the rest of the forecast. One more check of that forecast tonight for the next couple of days at least, and again showing that we will be looking at the potential of some very dry conditions for most of Tuesday, but then shower and thunderstorm chances from Tuesday into Wednesday, a bit of a gap, and then from Thursday from Thursday evening into Friday morning, another possibility of severe weather. So again, please keep that in mind out there. All right, taking a look real quick at our roofquotes.com weather poll question of the day. If you've never voted in this, please go to our website to find out more. It's a great opportunity to learn more about the quizzes that we have in regards to radio, weather, TV, all sorts of things on there. But in this case, over the weekend, we put up a series of pictures that we featured through the week so that you can pick the actual picture of that. And from the favorite picture from this last week, congratulations to Mr. Victor from Dunlap, to where you are the winner for tonight, as we saw your picture of the sunset over, I believe, the Dunlap football field, possibly. But Mr. Victor from Dunlap, a beautiful picture, and you are the winner of this week's Pick the Pick Weather Window, Clay Kistner and Seal Coating Weather Window picture of the day. So congratulations, some wonderful photography out there. If you would like to be the person who, again, sends in these pictures, and if you have pictures, we would love to see more about what you have out there. It's very easy to do so. All you have to do is go to our website, wdef.com/photos. You send in your picture at the website, you can email them, you can drop them to social media, and then we'll pick the ones for the week, and then we can vote on them on Friday through Monday. So your opportunity to please send yours in. If you can't send yours in, you may not win. So what do you win? Bragging rights. That's about it. But it is still cool to get your photograph up there where many people can actually see that. Like Jana from Saudi Daisy. For Monday, a sunset picture in the background, a lot of nice flowers in the foreground, beautiful combination of various aesthetics here, and that is our Clay Kistner and Paving and Seal Coating Weather Window picture of the day. Again, go to our websites to drop yours off, wdef.com/photos, and we would love to see what it is you are seeing out there. So again, please send those in to us. We would love to see more. Stay tuned, because later on this week, you asked for it, and we are bringing it back on the exclusively exclusive News 12 What I Want to Know show. It's all about the winter weather forecast, and it's going to be issued this Friday, November 21st. We'll take a look at what the experts at NOAA think is going to happen. We'll take a look at some of the other forecast signs from the European Center for Weather and Meteorological Forecasting. We might even take a look at a paper almanac and see what they have to say about weather forecast that was issued about 11 and a half months ago. So we'll take a peek at some of that, and that's all coming up. It'll be issued on our social media pages and at our website, wdef.com/weather. So definitely want to stay tuned for all of that. And again, we'll keep you updated on that, but we are expecting to issue that coming up as we go into and around the area of this coming Friday, November 21st. So definitely want to stay tuned for more on that. That should do it for tonight's Weather Overtime. I'm going to go ahead and send things back to your regularly Tuesday schedule. Any questions or comments or concerns, email at the bottom of the screen, aonic@wdef.com. You can always find us on our website, again, at wdef.com/weather for more information there. Thanks to everybody who stopped by. Keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you updated on things. And don't forget that News 12's Chip Chapman has your forecast coming up bright and early, 5 a.m. Eastern, on News 12 this morning for Tuesday. Live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onick with the latest edition of News 12's Weather Overtime. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned to News 12.